Diaz, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking back at it. Bye up, bye up. And in menudo style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and very appreciative. So, I seen a video that was put out the other day by Cali Legends media. And, you know, I've seen other videos that this Vato has done. And I know he's pretty new on the scene when it comes to content creation. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've tapped into a few of his videos and tripped out on them. And, you know, first and foremost, I want to say, you know, the Vato that he represents, you know, whether it be continually or in his past, got a lot of respect, man. You know, I've always respected Maravilla. I've always respected all the Maravilla Vatos. And I've done time with Vatos from Maravilla. And I could say they are a product of their own, humps. You know, they definitely have they've earned and well established the respect that they have in Southern California and wherever they're at, you know. These guys represent to the fullest and have always been them neighborhoods that stand out amongst the rest and, you know, don't take dictation from no man but their own. So I'll say that, you know, respects to them. So when I seen this Vato first come on YouTube, you know, just like any other new YouTube content creator in the prison genre, you know, I question it. Who is this Vato? Let me trip out on him. I don't judge. I'm not judgmental, but I watch closely. And, you know, you pay attention to the competition, right? To the person who's coming in and basically creating their lane while getting in your lane. And one thing I can say about this Vato is he's the type of individual that speaks his mind and does it freely and real. And I recognize old school in him. I recognize someone who's actually been there and done that. And is going to speak his mind and say what he feels needs to be said. Now, I did a video a while back about Victory Outreach and my interaction, my one and only or a couple interactions with Victory Outreach. And it wasn't to belittle the church, man. You know, I'm a practicing Catholic and I got nothing but love and respect for the Christian church and for God, first and foremost, right? But, you know, my interaction wasn't everyone else's interaction. And I think the Vato seen what I had to say and felt disrespected or felt I was disrespecting the church or disrespecting that organization, you know, the Victory Outreach program, and decided to make a video. And, you know, he's entitled to that. You know, if you're a public figure and you make a video and someone wants to question it or they have their 2 cents they want to put in on it, they're more than welcome. You know, as long as you keep it respectful and you don't bullshit, then, you know, there ain't really nothing I can say about it. And even if he chose to do that, there isn't nothing I could say about it. But he respectfully gave his opinion and I appreciated that. Now, the other day he did a video and I'm not going to lie, I seen the thumbnail and the way he did it, you know, got my attention. And as I started to watch the video, I expected, you know, this Vato to feel some type of way about what I expressed and what I put out there. But in total opposite, man, this guy gave me my flowers and respect. And as single fathers, all we have is each other, right? All we have is that knowing what we go through. And I'm speaking to the single mothers as well that go through it because you're not exempt. You know, anyone who puts in that work for your kids, put your kids first, I respect it. Now, there's a lot going on with me. And Cali Legends Media gave me his support and my respect, man, saying, you know, there's not a lot of people that would do what I did. And the fact is that there are a lot, but they just don't have the means to do it, man. And I wish that they did. You know, everyone comes from different backgrounds, different situations, but a man is defined by his actions and what he truly does. Now, I'm nothing special. I'm a father. I'm humble. I'm out of the gang mix. You know, I tell you my stories and I keep you guys laughing because that's my nature. Man, my nature is comedy. My nature is fuck around and find out. My nature is hood stories, right? But also at the same time, you know, I lived that prison life and that gang life for several years, decades. And I know the ins and outs and what it's about to be really involved at a different level. And I could tell you the good things and the bad things. And there's a lot more bad than there is good. And again, I've never been here to promote or glorify gang activity or prison activity, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to give you the knowledge you can't get in college, straight cut from the hip to the chase, right? And tell you some of the situations I found myself in, whether they're funny to you or they're not, they just are what they are, but they're all real. And that's a fact. But there's things that mean more than gangs and prison. And that's our family, our children first and foremost. I don't think there's any person watching this video or any person on YouTube or anywhere that don't want their kids to have more than they have. It's in all of us. It's instilled in us. You know, our parents wanted us to have more than they had, and we want our children to have more. And that's all I want, man. I want my kids to be safe. I want my kids to have things. I want to be able to provide, and I feel good. We all feel like men and women when we provide for our children, even if it's something small. You know, imagine, you know, cruising around with your kid and not even having $5 in your pocket to get them a Happy Meal at McDonald's when they ask for it, and having to look at their face and wonder why. My friends got it at school. Why can't you provide it? You can't do that if you don't work. You can't do that. You're not a good parent. That's actually a form of child abuse if you're not performing to the best expectations of you for your child. Sacrifice, man. You have to make sacrifices for your kids. It's just the world that we live in. And Cali Legends Media recognized my sacrifice. I recognize his. In fact, his story that he told about his son resonates with me because I have a Theo that reminds me of this Vato a lot. And he got out of prison and his son wanted to live with him. Same thing, man. And of course, without hesitation, he didn't have much. My Theo was living with my Tia, but he took his son with him. And they were like two peas of the same pod, man. They were, I used to call him Handsome and Gretel. And he used to be like, that's right, I'm handsome. I said, no, you're Gretel. He's handsome. You're Gretel. It's my cousin, right? But guess what? They strived together for many years. And my uncle changed his life until his baby's mother got involved and decided to, you know, slander his name and drag him through the court system. And ultimately, you know, the son ended up getting old enough where he could do his own thing. And that tore my uncle up that his son had to be put through that. See, we don't think about situations when we're going back and forth and arguing as grown adults, actually looking rather childish, right? We don't think about how that affects our child, how that is a form of abuse right there. So, like I said, with Cali Legends Media, puro respect, Holmes, nothing but respect. And if you ever need anything or ever need help with your channel, anything, I got you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro, for recognizing the real. You know, there's a lot of people that slander my name on YouTube, a lot of people that shit on my character, and a lot of it's jealousy. Let's be honest, man. And there's a lot of people that just don't like me because they don't like me. I can respect that. I don't like everyone either. But if you don't know a person in real life, you've never met them, you don't know how their get down is, to automatically judge them and to talk that shit, man. I can understand if it's just for funds and you're having a good time with it, but you don't really mean harm. But if you truly want to see this man die, or you want to see this man suffer and everything that he loves taken from him, just because you don't like the smile he has on his face because you're bitter, then you got to do better. But I wanted to explain some things to you. That way I could abreast the people. I don't know if Cali Legends Media is up on this. You know, he heard the story that I said about me going to California to go fight for my daughter. That's absolutely true. And it's funny because I see some posts the other day. Oh, this is Gunner at court. It's crazy. What kind of man takes pictures of another man while he's at court, right? That's weird. But I seen a picture of me. I was actually walking in the courtroom. Oh, he's here for child abuse. No, I was there for child custody, stupid. And I think you know that. And then all these different stories that are coming out, it's like, if you really truly care for your lady, if you really truly care for your family and even your children, then you would start acting like a man and stop participating in the shenanigans, because you can't win. You're not a born winner. You know, a man gets up every day and goes to work for his children. A man provides. A man doesn't live on food stamps and welfare and Section 8. A man doesn't do that. That's a woman. Okay? What a man doesn't, you know, try to be a gangbanger and try to present that image, because what's the image that you're setting for the children, you know, for your kids? If you love them and you're presenting an image of a gang member, or, you know, you fall right into that stigma of, oh, you know, this is how you make money. You don't go to work. You do little side and odd jobs because you can't make too much money because the Section 8 will cut you off. These are showing the kids a way to hustle outside of the block, outside of the system, rather than teaching them the right things that's going to help them progress in life and do good. You know, you are your best role model for your kids. And if you can't get your shit together, you can't expect them to do it. That's a form of abuse, man. That's a form of, you know, you're never going to teach like your lady's sons to be a man if you're not, okay? Tattoos And being on a level 4 180 yard and being a gang member from a dropout gang doesn't make you a man. It makes you stupid, right? That's what it makes you. And that's just being honest. No woofing. I'm just being fucking straight up real. But let me tell you, Cali Legend Media, and I'm not talking to you. He knows who I'm talking to. Let me tell you, bro, the whole get down with this story, because it gets deeper. So I've had my child for 8 years, bro. I never wanted to take my child away from her mother. I respect her mother, even to this day. I know it's not the mom's fault. She's clouded by a vato, a money-hungry man, okay? When I was with that woman, and best believe, bro, I was with that woman in every different way you could be with her. Every different way, right? And I know her whole family, and I know the get down, and I was with her, okay? But she was also with dope at the time, and it wasn't like she liked doing it. She just found herself in a situation where she couldn't stop. And that's when the argument started, man. When a woman's getting high while she's pregnant, I was a little upset. And I'm going to be honest with you guys and say that back in the days, yeah, we both dibbled and dabbled and tried things. We got high. I'm being real and transparent. But when she got pregnant, all that had to stop. So I started working hard to take care of my family. And she just kept on with it, even while she was pregnant. So yeah, we argued. And ultimately, I ended up having to leave because I just couldn't put up with it anymore. This is the truth about my baby's mama, right? And I moved out of state to get a job and to continue my life, to take care of my children. And I sent my daughter packages and made phone calls. Then she got with another guy, a next door neighbor. And he liked to get high. So they started getting high together a lot. And next thing you know, I'm getting a phone call at 12 midnight from the CPS saying, hey, we got your child. You need to get a hold of us. I did immediately as soon as morning hit. And it was like, we found your daughter in an abandoned home with her other siblings, with the mother on a soiled mattress, lice infested. It's all bad. I immediately flew to go get my daughter. They had put her in a foster home. I started getting involved in the system. What do I have to do to get her? Because I wanted to take my daughter up out of that. She definitely didn't belong there. And I was just waiting. I knew this would happen eventually. And ultimately, I got awarded my daughter. We went to court. The mother was too drugged out to fight. And I got me a lawyer like what you're supposed to do. And I won. I won, man. And a couple years later, after the mother completed court-ordered in-house drug inpatient program, she thought she got her certificate and things were going to change. But by this time, and you got to understand, when I got my child was lice infested. Her teeth were rotted out. She hadn't had no shots. I had to take my daughter as a single man and do all this for her. Get her shots, put her in school, preschool, first grade, second grade, third grade, fifth grade, fourth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade. I've been there. Always on the first day of school. The mother never was, right? And I'm not saying that she was in a position to be. It just never happened, right? Her problem is the men she meets in her life. She's attracted to guys with tattoos and gang members and stuff like that. And you're not going to get far in life doing that. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the truth, right? But I did all these things for my child because I love my child and because it's the right thing to do. And you would think I would get some consideration or some respect for that, but instead I get slandered and all these accusations and all these things, right? But trip out. Me and my baby's mom used to have, we used to be cordial. I would be able to call or she'd call or whatever to talk to my daughter, whatever. We were very cordial. And then she got with this dude, and all of a sudden the jealousy, I guess, because I have a big ass fucking dick, I guess, right? Made him upset or whatever. And so now the phone numbers changed, and now we had to go through my mom for communication. It was just odd, right? It was weird. I know what it is. I'm from the streets, right? That's cool, man. If you want to be mad and jealous with your old lady, I already been, like I said, every different way, man. So there was nothing new there. I didn't want her. She didn't want me, and just to keep it respectful and not talk shit, she was just trying to do her thing for her kids, man. You came into her life and fucked it up, bro. But anyways, and again, I'm telling this story to Legends Media so you know, bro, the whole backstory on this. So for 8 years, I strived with my child, and the mother came to visit her one time. The 2 years she tried to file again, lost again. Her drug history and not having a place to live, not working. It always catches up to you. It's not anything I said. It's your actions. If you're not working, if you're just receiving welfare and food stamps, they're not going to take a child from a father who's raising her and paying for everything to put her with a mother that doesn't got her shit together. That's just the truth. It doesn't matter what man you're with. And again, I want to express to that man that she's with, since he's talking all this shit, making channels, it's crazy, right? You have your own kid to worry about, man. Clean the mocos up. You have your own kid. This is mine and your lady's kid. This is our kid. You're worried about my kid. And don't act like you're trying to protect her, bro. Because you're not trying to do any of that. Where was the protection when you threw all my daughter's shit out the car and threw your kids out the car to walk in 100 and something degree weather after putting hands on your old lady? Where was that? Where was the protection there? You think I'm going to allow my daughter to be around someone like that? You guys kidnapped my child, man. I let you guys visit my child. And let me explain something to you. The first time they came in a fucking minivan on a donut, right? It was fucked up. They had to borrow a car from a friend to get all the way to Grants Pass, Oregon, where I could meet them halfway to visit my daughter. I was there on time. I had a hotel room. I came with my sister, my brother-in-law. We just came to pull up. And my sister, walked. I didn't want no jealousy shit, so my sister walked her to the mom, and everything was fine. The mom called. She was supposed to keep her till 5 o'clock. They wanted to get on the road, so mind you, the guy's there, no problems, no issues. I remember pulling up. They were in the rain. I told her, hey man, don't be having my kid in the rain and shit, whatever. We picked her up at a little park. We left. Several months later, I want to see her again. She tries to make it, but the car exploded. That's what happens when you're borrowing cars from homeboys, man, and they're too busy on dope, right? So the car exploded. They weren't able to make it, so that never happened. So 6-7 months later, and you remember and I'm going to tell you guys, the phone calls were very infrequent with my daughter. My daughter never got packages sent to her, maybe 1 or 2 in 8 years, but nothing. It was very infrequent. It was to the point my daughter wasn't even tripping off her mom like that. I had to force her to go with her mom at that point, right? Things have changed now, and I'm explaining to you guys. I'm going to keep it real, right? So my daughter's getting older. She just turned 13 down in California when she was there, kidnapped, right? But she started to change a little bit, get a little bit more disruptive, a little bit more lippy, whatever. So I felt like maybe it's time to go visit your mom. Maybe I'll let you, because your mom's begging me, so maybe I'll let you go visit your mom for the summer for a month. Or actually it was for 2 weeks, but I'll tell you why it turned into a month. But maybe I'll let you go visit her so you can see how the other side lives, because I already know, And, I think her mother was doing decent. She had a home. They got Section 8, so of course they got a home. They talk shit about me. You live in an apartment. This is me, though. I pay all my bills, homie. I got bread. I'm doing it. That's why all this is about, is my bread. That's my bread. Go get a job and get your own bread. Be a hustler. Anyways. So, I decided to get in contact, let my daughter visit. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks, but of course, because this guy doesn't work and my baby's mom, they asked if it could be longer because they didn't have them. I got all the text messages, right? They asked if it could be longer because they didn't have the money to just do a quick turnaround. It's a long drive, man. I understand. I'm a very understanding person. I don't do this for the bitch and for her old man. I do it for my daughter, right? Even though my daughter didn't even want it, still, it's what's best for her to have communication and build a bond with her mother. That's the type of person I am. Even now, with them talking all this shit and all drugged out on YouTube, even now, I would still never stop her from talking to her mother. That dude, you got to go, bro. Mine's is not yours. Just like yours is not mine's. Just remember that, right? Everything catches up to you eventually. And stop calling yourself Central Cali, whatever. You're not from Central Cali. You live there. You're from Sakura, bro. Stop. So anyways, I dropped my daughter off with them. They had slept in a park all night in their van or whatever car they borrowed. You could tell, when you can tell people are greasy, like they haven't showered yet. And I felt like, I don't know, my daughter was skeptical. I let my daughter go with them. So I'm talking to my daughter periodically while she's there. I didn't want to bother her, let her do her thing. I didn't know what was going on, but I figured it's your mother should protect you. Just like I would do any of my children. Like when they're with me, they're with me. Their mom's rules don't apply. Mine do, And my daughter, she calls me about 2 weeks in and she asked if she could stay for another month. And I said, nah. And she's having a good time. She's feeling the motherly love. She wants her mother. What child doesn't want her mother? One that's not been there for her. She's finally getting to meet her mom really for the first time in her mother's home. She loves her mother. Damn right, my daughter loves her mother. And I'm glad she does. She's a loving person, right? And that's the way I raised her. I raised her that way. The bad guy, the drugged out bad guy, they say, that abused his kid. No, I raised her to be a good girl, right? And so I said, no, I got to get your school closed. You got to get back to the program. A month's long enough. I'm missing my kid, When you have a bond, when you've raised your kid for 8 years straight, Where's my fucking kid at, right? So sure enough, I go all the way to Grants Pass, Oregon to pick my child up, and they never show up. Instead, they text my mom saying they filed CPS, they filed restraining orders, I abused my daughter, this, and that, this, and that. But really, none of this really came up until they knew I was having money like that. So they saying, oh, my daughter told them all these crazy stories. Well, of course, my daughter wanted to stay, and my daughter was upset. So my daughter said whatever they told her to say, you know. And we've had talks about that, man. You know, since my daughter's been back with me, because she came back. I knew she was coming back. So immediately I did what a regular person did. I didn't get online and start making videos and bumping baking soda breath. I didn't slander them and call them out of their character. I kept it real, and I went and hired a lawyer, a child custody lawyer, okay? And we got to work. Same lawyer I've had for 8 years. You know, every time the mom asked for more visiting and more this and more that, you know, we just went into effect. He brought up her past, boom. Mom went and took a drug test. She passed. Good for her, right? I took a drug test also. I passed. Great for me. At the end of the day, the judge felt compelled to send my daughter back with... but let me explain to you before we get into all that. So my daughter goes to... We're doing court, and the first time we're in court, or I'm doing it via the phone because I live out of state, right? It was the very first court date. One of my tias decided to just pull up to the court just to, you know, support me. She didn't know what was going on. And my baby's mom was there with her old man and my daughter. They took my daughter to court. She's not even supposed to be there, but they took her. So the baby's mom goes in there. I'm on the phone. I could hear him. Her old man's name comes up somewhere along the line. And my lawyer's talking about, you got to see this guy. This guy's a sight to behold. The judge sees a picture of him. After the judge sees a picture of him, the judge says, Mr. Vidari, my name. Do you have any family members here? I said, yeah, I got a tia. She's supposed to be there. They call her into the court. We're taking this kid from the mother and her boyfriend immediately and putting her with your tia. Unprecedented. Why would they do that, huh? I wasn't even there. So she lived with my tia. My cousins helped. You know, my tia's school district, cousins school district, doctors, and all kinds of shit. My family's good people, right? They helped my daughter. They took care. Instead of recognizing that my familia is helping to take care of their, not theirs, mine, and my baby's mom's kid, right? And helping them out. They call CPS on my tia, all kinds of shit. My tia's a fucking 30 years in the school district. Like, what the fuck is this, right? She didn't want to be involved in all this. So we went to court. Court got scheduled for the 8th of October. We go to court. And my lawyer calls me. Hey, you need to fly in, man, because you're going to be taking your daughter home. They gave my daughter's child counsel, a minor's counsel, right? And so my daughter was definitely on her mother's side. My daughter was making all these accusations with her mother because she wanted to stay in California with her mother because her mother convinced her. They pumped her up. Yeah, say this about your dad. Say that about your dad. Okay. So still, no police reports, no none of that, no nothing that I've ever done anything, right? Just craziness. And I'm heartbroken because my daughter is saying these, like, and my lawyer said, I don't know why she's doing this. She needs counseling and shit. Something's wrong with this kid. I said, I understand. It's like a kid that goes to Disneyland. They're crying when they got to leave, but hey, the party's over. You got to go home. She just didn't want to come home, right? And it wasn't that our relationship wasn't strong. She loves me. I love my daughter, but you know, she's trying to build something with her mother. Her mother's boyfriend is just there. She doesn't even like him. My daughter doesn't even like him. She told me, I don't even like the guy, man. He beat my mom and threw all my stuff out, you know? And it's fucking sick to think that my baby's mother's sitting right there with that fucking clown on YouTube. And you know what he did to you. You know what he did to your daughter. Everything you guys are doing on YouTube is you're never gonna fucking get her because of what you're doing. You're not being responsible, and they got phone numbers. They could easily tap in with me. The dude, if you feel some type of way, homie, we don't even have to do the mediation. We can meet up right there where we met up. You know, like I know that you know that we can meet right there, just me and you. Boom, right? Come on now, man. Every time we met, last time we shook hands. When I dropped my daughter off to you guys, it was all cool. Me and my brother-in-law were chopping it up with you. You were trying to sell me a dog and shit. Come on now, bro. Let's be real. Be honest. If you're a fucking real gangster, then be real. Talking about I fucking ran down a stairwell. Nah, my lawyer pulled me to the stairwell so I can cash him out big dollars, bro. That's why we went there. And then I came out. Guess what? I was walking right behind you, dummy. You were parked way out in the parking lot, way out there. I was right behind you. If you guys would have turned around and stopped arguing for a minute, you would have seen me and my tia right behind you. Dum-dum. And then to sit there and lie and say, oh, you don't know your home. You didn't even know that Valty you were talking to. That's the homeboy, Leo Martinez. I've known him since we were fucking kids, elementary school. We didn't know you. And then you're over there taking pictures of me like a weirdo. What about when you got up to take your daughter to go to the bathroom? Me and my tia are right there. You're right there, bro. We're right there. We can see you. And you walk past me and you're the one that fucking... I'm not going to sit here and say you put your head down and did all that, but you didn't look at me in the eyes. You just acted like I wasn't there and kept walking. Stop acting tough, bro. You're a pretend gangster. You guys pretend, bro. You're a dropout gang member, bro. You're a pretend gang member, bro. Oh, I paroled off the 180 yard, the 180 S and Y yard. Stop it. Pretend guy. Let's be real. Let's be honest. I love my child, bro. You're trying to fuck with me and my kid. What's wrong with you? Do you see? Look at the only reason you guys don't pay child support is because I never wanted to get your old lady for child support because I felt bad for your kid because you don't work. Working on people's cards as a side hustle don't mean shit. Go get a job. Go get a holiday. You know, this YouTube shit won't work out for you. I will crush that channel, bro. Straight up. Period. All I gotta do is go, and it can be gone. You know? If you're a true man, then men do what I did, what Cali Legends media recognized, man. I flew all the way from another state to be at court. And you want to slander my name. Oh, you're a child abuser. You beat this. You beat that. You beat your old lady, Holmes. Let's keep it real. You don't hear me saying that you beat your kids because I don't know, bro. And I would never put that on another man. Were you there? Were you in the room, in the vicinity, in the building? No, bro. So to fucking say that, man, you're showing PC, bumping baking soda breath activities. That's the true story. And my baby's mom is so sprung on the pipa, she's going to agree with whatever you say. But Juana, I'm telling you right now, this dude's fucking your shit up. Straight up. You think these videos you guys are making, my lawyers don't see? You think they're fucking, the child's minors council didn't see these fucking videos you're making? What, didn't the judge tell you, you dumbass, not to speak on fucking shit and on the case and not to talk shit? But you ran straight to social media. The fact is, when we went to court, we went into court, right? And the mom started crying because they said, hey, man, the dude's beating on you, this, and that. And I sat there and I even said in court, this is the cool part about it. I'm never trying to take my daughter away from her mother. I just want her home where she belongs, right? That's all I want. I got granted full custody back. They put her into the care of my sister. Why? I'm going to explain to you guys why. My sister lives right down the street from me, not too far. The reason why, and I can go to my daughters today, tomorrow, the next day, I got full custody. But my sister has 2 children and they wanted my daughter, because my daughter's all confused right now. You know, I got to put her in counseling and help her get reacclimated. And because my sister has other kids, you know, she knows her cousin. So it's kind of like help. But I can go pick my daughter up right now and bring her to her room. It's all good. See, I have full sole physical custody. I wouldn't have that if I was a child abuser. I wouldn't have that if I was a drug addict. I wouldn't have that if I have spousal abuse on my record. Okay? Let's not talk about all this bullshit, this drama. Let's talk about why you lost your kid in the first place. I ain't never lost mine. You lost yours. You know, I just took my daughter and my other daughter to the pumpkin patch, had a good time. You know, I'm going to take my daughter tomorrow. It's her first day of school. She's going to go back to school. She's already enrolled. Her counseling is set up. We're going to go to the mall this weekend, cash it out, because I work for mines. Buy her whatever she wants, new shoes, everything. What I've been doing for the last 8 years, ain't nothing changed. The only thing changes now, the mom is more interested, and the stepfather, whatever he is more interested because they know the money I make. Anyways, Cali Legend Media, gracias, bro. I appreciate you for everything. Again, I'm not going to go back and forth, Brandon. I'm not going to go back and forth, bro. See, I'm a good man. I really am, bro. You could have got to know me and we could have co-parented as people. You know, but you want to be a wannabe gang member and try to act tough and bump baking soda breath on the internet, right? See, you don't know my address, homie. Never got put out there my true address. For people like you can't dox me and all that. See, but I know yours out there in Franklin. I know yours, bro. I got it right here. And I would be an asshole if I went and gave it to all the active North Enders and told them, hey, there's a Northern Rider right there in your Vadu. Go get that, right? But I won't, because I'm a better father to your child than you are. And I don't want to see your kids get caught up in that. That's the truth. Cali Legend Media, gracias, bro. I hate to air it out like this. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And from one father to another, I'll see you, homie. If you need anything, I got you, man. Gracias. The fucking gun.